Let's start this over. Good morning and welcome to Behind the Screen. I am JM. We sit here at Behind the Screen. We talk about games, game design, setting design, game reviews, games that we love. And that's kind of the important thing about this show. I will never talk about something I don't love on the show. I will only talk about things that I like. My philosophy is if I can't defend why I like something on its own merits, I won't talk about it because I'm not somebody who likes to tear other things down in order to build up the things that I like. So when you see me talking about something here on the screen or on the stream or on the show, this is something I like, something I really enjoy. Yeah, Bob, thank you for that. I was looking, I always try to double check that, and I started talking and I looked and there was no little green bar vibrating back and forth. So here we are. Good morning to Grom and to Padre and to Mr. Bob Crumb, as always. And Rook, good to see you, my friend. Thank you, as always. So today we're going to talk about something that I expected not to like. I love Savage Worlds. You all know that I love Savage Worlds. John, good to see you. Speaking of John, we're going to be streaming tomorrow night, our second part of our Savage Rifts adventure. So if you are free tomorrow evening and want to jump on and enjoy some Savage Worlds tomfoolery, as well as some great rifting, as well as gaining some bennies as the chat, tune on in. So, I love Savage Worlds. I love all things Savage Worlds. And I will be honest, they had a new game coming out, a new setting. And I looked at it and I immediately bounced off of it. It was outside of my wheelhouse. I love Westerns. Deadlands has got me. I love fantasy. Therefore, I snagged Pathfinder. Love me some Rifts, so Savage Rifts. And they had announced this game called Holler. Let me give you a little taste of what we're in for today. If I was a bluegrass picker, I'd sell the devil my ticker, so I could pick my tunes quicker and drink myself sicker. This is Holler. Holler is a 1930s Appalachian fairy tale horror setting. It just didn't appeal to me. I did get, copies from Peg Inc. Thank you for Holler, and then the collector's edition is beautiful. So I decided I'd check this out. And Grom, you're right. The art for Holler stands out as being spectacular. It draws you in. The map is beautiful. I know you can't really guys see that as well as I would like you to, but so I started reading, and it opens up with a welcome to Holler by the lead designer, Tim Early. And here's the thing. Tim is a scholar of this stuff. He is clear on every page that he loves Appalachian history and Appalachian folklore. So it's not Appalachia, it's Appalachia. No. So there's actually so here's the thing. The love of the author for the source material is clear on every page. And that's something that immediately gets me excited about a setting. If the setting just feels like somebody is just writing because they have to write, I can usually pick up on that. It's clear that Tim loves this time and period and place as much as I love the ancient Near East, which is something I love. It draws me in. John Doom says, Holler is amazing. The main author is an award-winning poet. Yes, and he worked very closely with Tracy Sizemore, who has done work for Torg, exactly, as well as Pine Box Middle School and a few other... This is a love letter to this time period, this culture, this sub-region of the United States. And so that's why I wanted to talk about it, because it's great. It's way better than I thought it was going to be. Now, I got the box set, and for those of you who have seen me do some unboxings, Savage Worlds box sets are always spectacular. You've got action cards. You've got little image cards that just help set the scene. They're just scene setter cards. There's no information on them, just pictures. Gorgeous metal conviction tokens, a full set of bennies, all of the things, a GM screen, a GM adventure, one adventure written by Tim, one written by Daryl Hayhurst, who, of Torg fame, of Savage Worlds fame, of Space 1889 fame. So when I dug into this, I don't know exactly what I expected. Again, like I said, I initially bounced off the concept. That's just, people joke that for me, after Rome fell, I kind of lose interest in history. That's not entirely true. I enjoy Middle Ages. I enjoy Westerns. But, I enjoy Cthulhu 1920s. So 1930s, all right, let's take a look at this. So first, the art just draws you in. As everybody said on the channel here, the art is gorgeous. Not that Savage Worlds has ever skimped on art, but the art for Holler really speaks to the setting. You get a full plot point campaign in here. And the story of Holler is essentially a region of the Appalachian Mountains that gets cut off by something called the Blight. And you got this tension between those people who come from the city to exploit this area and kind of why the cultural stereotypes from that era kind of came about. But interwoven into this miners versus big boss story is wonderful folklore about demons and devils, the Blight, strange creatures that you'll meet at the crossroads, as well as, which I was not expecting, a wonderful overlaying of classic fairy land and fairy queen and fairy mythology that is so intricately tied into Holler that it now makes me want to go out and read more about this region and see how much of this fairy tale nature exists in the US. So yeah, old Nathan stories. Rook said, "Oh, sorry, Rook. I will. I'll send you. I will send you that on the. I'll send you that on the on our Discord channel. If you're not a member of the Iconic Patronage, feel free to go over and join us at patreon.com/iconic. You get a ton of behind-the-scenes stuff, including access to the Discord, where we just have a fun time chatting about games. Yes, Padre Hellboy touched on some of these themes. So, what do you get in this? It's $50, but it is a hardcover, well put together, same quality that you would expect out of a Deadlands or any other Savage Worlds book. 250 pages, so you get kind of the normal things you would expect in a Savage Worlds book. You need the Savage Worlds core rules to play. But we have new edges, new hindrances, new archetypes, new ways that magic works, ways to make characters. I love the fact that almost on every page there is, especially at the start of the book, the author is talking directly to you. Hey, here's how you pronounce things. Here's about the cultural stereotypes and why we're doing what we're doing with them. Here's how the dialect works. Here's how folks tell it. You've got gear, and one of the tensions, there's a lot of tension built into this little region of the world. The tension is the big bosses have all of the slick, shiny, new city tech. The people living in the Holler have, well, they work off the barter system. Most of their money goes to the company shop. They're miners, they're poor. They don't necessarily have all of the luxuries or even all of the typical things you would expect from a 1930s setting. But the new setting rules kind of lean into that. One of my favorite is in Savage Worlds, improvised weapons tend to not do as, take a penalty because they're improvised, right? They would always, a weapon would always be better than a broken table leg or a glass bottle. Not in Holler. Because that's what you have to work with most of the time. The magic is really cool and evocative. The fairy tale layer just permeates the entire setting, and I love fairy stories. Just something that I've always enjoyed. Ever since, well, honestly, I came to them again as an adult after reading Tolkien's On Fairy Stories, which sort of renewed my interest in it. You have a great bestiary, you have a great plot point campaign. It's amazing to me how much they packed into a 250-page book. I don't want to give away too much, but there is an adventure generator in here. Blasted Beauty is a 10-act campaign. And then you get another 10 Savage Tales, which are just enough to get the GM going. And then you fill in the rest yourself. This thing touches on the experimentation of the poor and in 1930. Right? There's a whole act where you have to go into an asylum and save somebody. You discover the depravity of the big bosses, but also the resilience of the people in the Holler. Like I keep coming back to, there is a beauty and a love on every page of this book that broke through my cynicism on the setting and on the initial pitch. Because again, right, not every game has to be made for me, and I'm okay with that. There are games that I look at them like, yeah, I don't think I'd ever play that. Holler was one of them until I read it. I won't say I judged it by the cover, but I, judged it by the back cover description. So let's see here what we have. Grom says, yep, the fairy lore he grew up with, yeah. Bob likes to play the outsider. Well, it'd be difficult to do that in this one. Because again, the focus is on the rebellion of the miners. And the thing is that Tim gives you such a great overview in a very short amount of space that it would be very easy for me to just explain, hey, here's what's going on, here's what you know, let's start playing. But like all Savage products, they have completely supported this right out of the gate. So in the box set, you get the Holler book, you get all of the fun bits and bobbles, 2 extra adventures from the GM screen. They've got 2 Holler maps packs so that you can set down the big boss areas. Let me see what they actually are before I jump into this. Let's see here. We've got the Textile Mill and the Speakeasy is 1 map pack, and then the Requisition Yard and the Wooded Valley. And then again, Bob, I mean, how beautiful is that? I think you can still get the collector's edition on peginc.com, but the layout is beautiful. Yeah, I cannot speak highly enough to this setting in this book. And my wife actually wants to give this one a try because owls are so important. As you know, you'll always get a wild die in the box set, and it's this beautiful green and gold die with a little owl on it, and she's tried stealing it from me. So, wife's endorsement of at least the die. So, Holler, Appalachian horror, and fairy tales. Again, Ben, who plays Kowalski in our Torg game, he too was like, this doesn't really look like something I would be into. And you know what? He looked through it on Tuesday and was like, no, I am in. I would play this. Yes, John Lee, pull that out because the conviction coins are great. Oh, you also get pawns in the box. Like, the whole thing is just so well put together. Is it these ones, John, or is there another bag of conviction coins in the box? Now I'm looking. He's got me... If John just revealed an extra box of conviction coins, I'm going to give him a Benny on Friday. All right, I got my bennies. All right, John, let's see what we got in here. Action deck, bennies. No, I think I got them all. Yes, these are beautiful. Love me some metal coins. They are gorgeous. As Bob knows, also just, you know, the Studio 2 boxes are just, or the boxes for Savage Worlds are just beautiful. Like, I mean, you can see behind me how much I love box sets, whether they're Torg or Savage Worlds or Forbidden Lands. But man, this stuff is beautiful. So speaking of Savage Worlds, we've got a couple of announcements to make. Some of them will tease today. Others will be shared first on the Discord channel and then going out. But it looks like we're going to be doing a Savage Worlds campaign after February, which is our month of one-shots. So on Tuesday nights, instead of Torg for a while, we're going to be running a Savage Worlds setting of my own design. I've got some new setting rules that I'm working on. I've got some new ways magic is going to work. I've got some new rules that I am putting together for this. We're going to take a little break from Torg for a bit, and we're going to be running some Savage Worlds. I've got a new player who will be joining us. We're going to be playing at the table in the studio, and looks like we're going to be trying to show off the Savage World Foundry assets as well. So a lot of cool things coming up in March for Iconic Production. That's also when we're going to start our 13th Age 2 playtest with one of the creators. If I can get Jonathan in for at least a cameo or a one-shot, I'm going to do that. So that is kind of where we're at. At the end of the day, if you're looking for something beautiful, and we've talked a lot about beauty, I may have to do a single episode on beauty and why I think it's so important in gaming. Holler's worth the buy-in. They've got the box sets on Peg Inc. I'll put a link in the show notes. Also, the book is $50, but again, 250 pages, hardcover, stitched, 3 bookmarks, and the writing quality is amazing. You want me to do the beauty thing, Bob? Do an episode on beauty in gaming? I think I could put that essay together. I'll let you know. Maybe we'll do that towards the end of the month. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. That was kind of what we're talking about for about Holler. Let's see here, Padre. There's too much truth in gaming for it to not be beautiful. Yes. Yes. All right. You guys have convinced me that this is an essay that I'm going to put together. John says I need to smell the book. Okay, that is a beautiful leather scent. Also, this is just something that stands out to me. They rounded the edges of the pages on the collector's edition, which is just a nice touch. Kind of sets it off. Also makes me feel like I'm holding a Bible, which religion being a big part of Holler. Yeah, the thing's stitched together. It's got the little golden owl on the bottom. I don't think you guys can see that, but it's beautiful. Speaking of beautiful books, because hey, I don't get to talk enough about beauty in gaming. Blackbirds, which I've done a ton of episodes that always had technical issues, including this one at the start. Blackbirds, I'll put a link in the show notes. The book is on sale on Amazon right now. Andrew McMill is putting it out on sale. If you have any interest in getting this book, it is a $75 book normally. It is on sale for somewhere in the 40s, depending on where you get it. I do love that they put out an ad that said, don't be intimidated by the size of the book. It's actually 3 books in one. And, you know, that's fair, but it's still a pretty damn big book. But Bob is actually playing in my Blackbirds game. We're going to have we had our session 0. We're going to have our first session on Monday. So expect some after action reports woven in. We've got a number of new games starting here locally, and expect some after action reports. RuneQuest Glorantha, Blackbirds, and this new Savage World setting. So expect if you're on the Iconic Production Discord, some reveals of the setting and what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and dovetail in some guest stars, including Rook. And we will go forward. Wait, what did I miss, Rook? You said, I'm sorry, what? I'll let Rook catch up. So expect a lot of things being revealed on the Discord channel before things actually start to roll out. Thanks, everybody. This has been Behind the Screen, our episode for Thursday, episode 91. We've been doing this for a while. I am working on getting some new marketing in place, making sure I'm refining the tags, make it easier for people to search and find for us. So, thanks to everybody who is always on the show, to Rook, to Grom, to John, to Padre, to Bob, to everyone else who just sort of watches the videos, comments on the videos. Yes, the 100th episode special. It may be a double episode. Maybe, Bob, that is when I'm going to talk about beauty. I'm going to talk about beauty for our 100th episode. Good idea, Tinker Hellraiser. Good to see you this morning. And yes, the price on that book, Rook, is in the 40s, which is almost half off. You guys should totally go jump out, and if you want to get your copy of Blackbirds, now is the time to do it. So until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I will see you all tomorrow for some Savage Rifts, and if not, I'll see you all on Tuesday for our next episode of Behind the Screen. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.